Struggling with bar chords? You're not alone. In this video, I'm going to show you why they're hard, how to fix the #1 mistake people make, and I'll give you a 2-minute exercise that will make your bar chords as smooth as a penguin on ice skates. Here's the right way to play with bar chords. Most beginners struggle with bar chords because they press too hard. The secret is not to press so hard. It's about how you place your thumb, okay? So if you put your thumb the right way behind the neck, it's going to be a lot easier to press. It's still not going to be super easy, but it's going to be a lot easier. So you need to put your thumb straight on the back of the 2nd fret right here. So if it's a little bit like this, for example, and you try to play your bar chords like this, it's not going to work. You see my thumb is right here? It's kind of like that. It's not going to work. If it's over here and too far out, it's not going to work either. If you're just pointing it like this and just doing this, it's really going to be hard for you to play bar chords. So really the key is to have your thumb in the right position, which is on the back of the 2nd fret compared to where your bar is, okay? So if your bar is over here on the 3rd fret, then your thumb needs to be straight like this, okay? Straight on the back right here, and you can wrap it around a little bit, but it needs to be straight, not like this, not like this. Straight on the back of the fret that comes after the bar. So if the bar is on the 3rd fret, then your thumb needs to be straight on the fret right after that. So on the 4th fret in this case, okay? So it's right there in the back. Let me turn around so you can see right here. This is how your thumb should be. It should be nice and straight on the back of the fret right here. And this is like the best way to do it. So then you have the most leverage. So this way, you don't have to press quite as hard. You still have to press hard, but not as hard as before, and you can just make sure it's good. Now here's how to make your bar chords sound good. A lot of people, they try to use the middle part of their finger right here, like this whole part right here, but that's gonna make everything a lot harder. Instead, what you wanna do is you wanna roll your finger slightly to the left, okay? So if I'm using my fleshy part right here, I'm gonna use the fleshy part. I'm going to take it here, and I'm doing this, right? If I do this, it's not going to be quite as good because I'm probably going to have some muting here and there. So instead, what you want to do, you want to slightly roll it towards the left, a little bit like this, and then you can use like the bony part of the finger right here, which is like, you know, the best part to use because it's nice and solid, you know, it's bone. So if you put bone right here, it's going to be a lot easier to press down, and then you'll be able to actually make it work, okay? So use the bone instead of the chunky part of the finger. This is the way this way you don't have to press so hard and it sounds a lot better. You can also try to pull with your arm a little bit like this. So some people will recommend to do this. I usually don't, because if you do this, let's say you push here, and when you try to pull here, then that gives you a little extra strength, and that helps you make those bar chords actually ring when you first start. But the problem is, and then, it makes it hard for you to just move up and down the neck. And you also risk again to press too hard, and then you see like it makes everything sound a little weird. So usually I would say try to rely on the strength that you have over here. You don't need to press that hard anyway. You just need to use the right technique, put your thumb in the right place, and use, the bony part of the finger instead of the chunky part of the finger. Now this drill I'm about to show you is the shortcut to mastering bar chords. Start by trying to do the bar instead of the whole bar right here, right away. What you want to try to do is you want to try to do just a few strings at a time. So let's say I want to try to bar the 5th fret right here, just like this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go and just try to work on like just first the 1 string, right? First 1 string, so that shouldn't be too hard. Making sure my thumb is in the right place, right? If my bar is on the 5th fret, then my thumb needs to be on the 6th fret, straight on the back of the 6th fret, and then start with this, right? And just try to start with this and see if I can get like a good sounding note. Okay, now let's try two notes right here. Cool. Once I have 2 notes, then I try to do 3, then 4. Now it might get a little harder at 4, and then on 5, and then on 6. So if you do this like a few minutes a day, just gonna be tough and it's gonna build some strength on your fingers, which is kind of good here. Okay, so that will build strength. And the cool thing is though, that once you actually do build the strength, you actually don't really need to press all of the strings when you play a chord. So let's say I'm playing a bar chords like this with these fingers, 1, 2, 3, like this. Well, really, what are the strings that I need to press? I only need to really press these last 2 strings and then the low E, right? So, because these other fingers, they take care of the rest. So I go right here. And then really, I'm gonna try to just play that first like low note over here. And I'm not even gonna worry about pressing the last 2. I'm gonna try to do. And here we go, now I have this nice. The first few notes of the bar chords are good. Now the last 2 strings are probably gonna be tricky. But right now it's cool because I'm not really using a lot of pressure. I'm only pressing down this note. You see, this is all I need to do at this point. And then I'm going to try to add the last 2 strings. So press at the bottom, not towards the middle, because we don't need like pressure over here. We just need pressure on the last 2 strings, right? So and try to do one at a time, maybe like this. That's nice. And then maybe extend and put it back. Extend and put it back. So you have to make sure you start small and you build strength, and over time you're going to get a lot better at this. So if you really want to master your bar chords once and for all, click here to check out my video on the 3 best songs to practice with bar chords.